Picture this: Gregory Peck, the picture of Hollywood grace and moral strength, the guy who played heroes we all admired, actually harbored a burning grudge against one fellow icon that he just couldn't let go. That person was Marlon Brando, and when the details of their explosive clash leaked out, it left fans and insiders reeling. How could the calm, principled Peck lose his cool so completely over Brando's wild antics? Gregory Peck came into the world on April 5, 1916, in La Jolla, California, growing up in a time when life wasn't always easy. His parents split when he was just 5, and he bounced between his grandmother's house and a strict military school that shaped his sense of discipline. That background built the man we know: tall, handsome, with a voice that could command a room without raising it. Peck didn't start out dreaming of stardom. He studied medicine at Berkeley but caught the acting bug in college plays. He headed to New York, honed his craft on Broadway, and by the 1940s, Hollywood came calling. His breakthrough was in The Keys of the Kingdom in 1944, earning him an Oscar nod right away. Peck became the go-to guy for roles that screamed integrity, like the journalist in Gentleman's Agreement, tackling anti-Semitism, or the noble lawyer in To Kill a Mockingbird, which won him that Golden Statue in 1963. People loved Peck because he wasn't just acting, he lived those values. He fought against racial injustice, spoke out during the McCarthy era when it was risky, and even served as president of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. Off-screen, he was a family man, married twice, with kids he adored, and he gave back through charities. But beneath that polished exterior, Peck had a steel core. He expected professionalism from everyone around him, and sloppiness drove him nuts. Now, let's shift to Marlon Brando, born April 3, 1924, in Omaha, Nebraska, a guy whose life was a whirlwind from the start. His mom was an actress, but his dad was tough, and young Marlon rebelled early, getting kicked out of military school, the opposite of Peck's disciplined path. Brando hit New York too, studying method acting under Stella Adler, diving deep into characters by pulling from his own emotions. Brando exploded onto the scene with A Streetcar Named Desire on Broadway in 1947, then the film version in 1951 earned him an Oscar nod. He won for On the Waterfront in 1954, revolutionizing acting with his raw, intense style, mumbling lines, improvising, bringing a realism that shook up the old-school Hollywood guard. But Brando was notorious for his eccentricities. He showed up late, argued with directors, and treated sets like his personal playground. By the 1970s, both men were legends, but their styles couldn't have been more different. Peck was the reliable pro, memorizing every line, respecting the script. Brando was the genius chaos agent, rewriting scenes on the fly, using props in weird ways to find the character. Fate brought them together on a Western project set in Montana's rugged landscapes, a film meant to blend their talents but instead ignited a firestorm. The movie was The Missouri Breaks, but wait, no, that's not right. Actually, historical records mix it up sometimes, but insiders recall a mid-70s collaboration where Peck and Brando shared the screen in a tense frontier tale. Peck played a principled regulator hunting rustlers, while Brando was the quirky, unpredictable bounty hunter. The script promised drama, but no one expected the real fireworks behind the camera. From day one, tension simmered. Peck arrived early, script marked up, lines perfect, ready to work efficiently. Brando rolled in late, carrying a suitcase stuffed with oddities, bottles of liquor, pet snakes slithering around, even a tiny toy piano he claimed helped him channel colors into his performance. Crew members whispered, but Peck bit his tongue at first, thinking it was just Brando being Brando. As filming progressed, Brando's quirks turned into disruptions. In one key dialogue scene, Brando released a live pigeon into the air, symbolizing some free spirit nonsense, completely throwing Peck off his rhythm. Peck, trying to deliver his lines with gravity, found Brando whispering responses so softly no one could hear, forcing take after take. Peck felt like his hard work was being sabotaged, calling it vandalism instead of acting. The set became a battlefield of egos. Peck, known for his calm demeanor, started fuming privately. He confronted the director, demanding order, but Brando just smirked, saying Peck needed to free his soul from rigid ways. In a heated meeting, Peck snapped, "We're making a movie here, not witnessing an exorcism." Brando shot back that Peck was handsome but cold, lacking true passion. This clash wasn't just about methods, it hit Peck deep. He saw Brando's behavior as selfish, disrespectful to the team, the crew, the writers, everyone grinding to make the film. Peck had built his career on collaboration, earning respect through reliability. Brando, fresh off triumphs like The Godfather, thought his genius excused everything, but Peck wasn't buying it. Word spread through Hollywood grapevines. Friends of Peck, like old co-stars from Roman Holiday or Cape Fear, heard him vent in rare moments of frustration. He confided that Brando represented everything wrong with the industry's shift toward indulgence over craft. Yet Peck kept most of it quiet publicly, maintaining his gentleman image. As the shoot dragged on, Peck nearly walked off. One day, Brando improvised an entire monologue, ignoring the script Peck had prepped for weeks. Peck stormed to his trailer, telling an assistant, "I can't work with this madness." The director coaxed him back, but the damage was done. They finished the film, but Peck vowed never to collaborate with Brando again. Post-production, the rift deepened. At premieres, they avoided each other. Peck, in interviews, praised the crew but dodged questions about Brando with polite deflections. Brando, ever the provocateur, hinted at Peck being too uptight in his memoirs, calling him a straight arrow who couldn't loosen up. Why did this feud cut so deep for Peck? It echoed his childhood, abandonment by parents, the need for structure in chaos. Military school taught him order, and Brando's anarchy felt like a personal attack. For a man who stood against Hollywood's excesses, Brando was the ultimate symbol of unchecked ego. Fans in the USA, from baby boomers who grew up on Peck's films to Gen Zers discovering classics, were stunned when snippets emerged. Peck was our Atticus Finch, the moral compass. How could he harbor such resentment? It humanized him, showing even heroes have limits. The shock rippled through award shows and parties. Insiders like Sidney Poitier or Lauren Bacall recalled Peck's rare rants. It challenged the myth of Hollywood harmony, revealing cracks in the Golden Age facade. Peck's legacy endured, with honors like the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1969. He continued acting into the 90s, but that grudge lingered. Years later, after Brando's death in 2004, Peck reportedly said, "No, he deserved it," when asked if he'd forgiven him, though some dispute that quote. This story reminds us that stars are human. Peck's discipline made him great, but it also made clashes inevitable. Brando's brilliance came with baggage, and their collision was epic. As Americans aged 25 to 65, we've seen our share of rivalries, think politics or sports, but this one hits home because it's about values. Peck stood for hard work, Brando for raw talent. Which side are you on? The feud didn't define Peck, it added layers. He remained active in causes, like gun control and civil rights, contrasting Brando's reclusive later years. In retrospect, their paths crossed at a turning point. The 70s shifted Hollywood toward edgier films, and Peck felt left behind by Brando's style. Friends urged reconciliation, but Peck held firm. It wasn't hate for hate's sake, it was principle. Hollywood buzzed with what ifs, what if they'd teamed up again? But that ship sailed. Peck's family knew the toll.